welcome to New Awakenings with Edgar Cayce's A.R.E, where we have some incredible conversations that will hopefully not only educate you, but inspire you as you move forward or even begin your journey towards enlightenment. We're your hosts, Karen and Will.
Today, our guest is exciting because she's the Prayer and Study Groups Coordinator here at the A.R.E. She's been a staff member for 4 years and was drawn to the readings of Edgar Cayce since the young age of 14.
Wow.
So just a couple of years ago. Now, a member of several A.R.E discussion groups and a member of the Glad Helpers Healing Prayer Group, her passion is in helping to connect others to what she's found to be beneficial, and is involved in starting study groups all over the world. She's known to her friends as Vanna, but today we welcome to the show Savanna Barbarian. Vanna, thanks so much for being on the show today.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah.
So you consider yourself a friend now? I hear that you just said Vanna.
I mean, she's on our stage, so I'm glad.
We're all friends here. Huh?
You step on the stage, you are a friend of mine. That's all there is to it.
Call us family already.
Oh, even better. I like that. Okay. All right, so Vanna, you are doing so much good, not just for the A.R.E, for the world. Mm-hmm. So when we talk about these prayer and study groups, what exactly, let's set the table, what exactly does this mean?
Soul development. Working on your soul development with like-minded friends and family, really, that's what you become. It's the most special work of art I've ever been a part of. No matter who the guru or, person that you follow is, these readings are different than any source of material around the whole world.
All right.
Well, that is very true. And so speaking about these readings, you got interested in them at the ripe old age of 14. How does someone 14 years old get interested in this whole space?
It was way over my head for a while. I mean, especially being kind of a lone wolf and studying on my own, living in Richmond. I had never been here before. My grandmother had come here and, she had a great passion for it, but it was way over my head, a lot of the things I was reading. Mm-hmm. And, even working before that with Ram Dass and Osho and different, people in the spiritual world, mm-hmm. It was really intense, but it had me hooked, and it felt like I came home when I found the readings.
So how were they beneficial to you at that age?
Around a lot of different people trying to figure out who they were, they gave me a rock to be grounded with. Everyone is in such a transformative time. You're going into your teenage years. Women especially, they're maturing really early and they are all over the place. And I know that I think I aged my parents at least 10 years.
Yeah, we are kindred spirits.
Yes. So it really gave me a grounding force to stay hooked into. Mm-hmm. And it showed me, what my ideals were, where I wanted to be grounded, who I wanted to be.
Right.
Still working on it.
That is just a big task for all of us, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you found something that you were really interested in. What led you here to the A.R.E specifically?
My family and I moved here, mm-hmm. all together. Mm-hmm. All of my family, we slowly migrated down here, and I was looking for a job. I was looking for a transition, and I was looking at the massage therapy school, and I saw that they had job listings posted, and I said, no way are they going to hire this 20-something, I just didn't think it would ever be possible. And I came here, I met Judith, mm-hmm. I was attending study groups. I felt like I found my soul family, and I told them, please let me be here. I will clean the bathrooms with a toothbrush. I will do anything.
I mean, I'm sure they'll give you a brush. You don't have to do that.
Hopefully, but I would have accepted bare minimum just to be in this place. The campus, the energy, the people, the connection. Yeah. It's unlike anything.
Yeah, and that is what's wonderful about this place. The people that are here, it's not just a job.
Yes.
It's your meaning, your purpose, your life work.
Yes.
And you feel it when you come here.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about these groups that you help coordinate. If someone stumbled on them, what would they experience? What do you do in these groups?
Well, like I said, it's a soul development journey. We study these books right here, A Search for God. Mm-hmm. They go through lessons, principles like cooperation, know thyself, patience, love, happiness, things that we are constantly interacting with in our daily life, and it gives you the chance to break them down, study them with a group of people, and create an application, which is what is so different about this work versus, a self-help group or a book club. You're taking the material and you're putting it into place. You're making it your life, and it will come towards you like a storm, It's insane.
I love how passionate you are about it. So tell me, what is it about the dynamic of a group that makes that setting so impactful?
Well, I think a lot of people, when they hear, that we go into a group and discuss our feelings and our lives, it's really intimidating.
Yeah.
But it feels like, that's the vulnerability aspect. We all have that fear of showing our deepest, truest selves. But something happens when you walk through the door, and it's like that, fear of vulnerability is shattered at the door by love. Mm-hmm. And it just opens people up. They go in and they say, I'm probably not going to share anything. And,
right.
we know their life. Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
So it's interesting because there are certain times when the reality of the connection between one soul and another becomes apparent. And it sounds like these groups are exactly that, where it helps you to drop the walls and actually connect at a deeper level than when you in regular day-to-day, and that's beautiful. So what do you find are the common challenges from people that come to these groups and that have found a way to overcome by these conversations that you're having?
I think it goes back to that fear and that fear of vulnerability, and maybe even having to turn the mirror. Even back, when these readings were taking place, there was people that dropped out of the groups because it was very intense to have these messages shared and be told, we're not going on to the next lesson. We haven't all applied this, and to really have to turn that mirror and say, what is within me that I haven't addressed yet, which is a really intense journey.
Yeah, you kind of have to be ready for that, right?
Yeah. But being in such a loving group, all of these groups, they develop this family aspect truly, and they're concerned not only about their spiritual well-being but their personal lives, and that connection is something, we have groups that have been meeting for 20 plus years.
Wow.
Wow. So what is in the books that is so impactful?
I think it's a reflection of ourselves. It shows us exactly what's within us. Everybody asked Mr. Cayce, the original group, they said, how do we be more like you? And he said, you need to work on this. It takes you to a place of really having to look within. And for a lot of people, we can say, oh, I'm working on myself, I'm doing the work on myself, I'm in therapy, I'm doing this. But when you're presented with material like this, that is, really heavy if you're studying it by yourself. Once you come into that group setting and hear oh my gosh, you had that same experience this week, you're not alone.
Yeah.
That's what it brought for me.
So, it sounds like a wonderful experience to come into this group and really be able to dive into yourself with that support and that love that you get from that group setting. Do you have any stories or examples of someone that really has transformed them?
I have 1,000.
Well, we've only got about 10 minutes left.
For time's sake, I have seen, we've all seen people transform right in front of our eyes. People that have, one woman in particular, came in very low vibration. She felt it, she knew it, she was seeking, and that's what this work is about, being a seeker, and she was ready for it. She came into our group, and slowly she started opening herself up and shedding tears in the group. Even it can be very emotional when you're unlocking those things right before others' eyes. She ended up going into a missionary program, and she travels the world in service, and she gives all the credit to learning about service in these books in service to our fellow people. And it even chokes me up a little bit to talk about it. Just so powerful, so special, to be a part of those experiences and witness others, changing. And that's a reflection of us.
Yeah, that's got to really show you that you are doing the right thing, because now you've helped someone who is helping so many other people. It's like this exponential kind of web of love that's being, projected. That's wonderful.
Exploding out from us, I swear.
Oh, gosh.
Well, recently you spoke here at the A.R.E. At the New York conference on the dynamics of love.
Yes.
Right. That's a pretty powerful title for a speech. What do you feel was the biggest message from that presentation that you wanted to give out?
Love one another. It doesn't have to be hard. We make love so hard. We make connection so hard. We complicate it, and we make it harder than it has to be. It's easy. Love is easy. It's this right here. It's a hello. How are you today? Is there anything I can help you with? Can I help you carry your groceries in? It doesn't have to be hard. It's divine love.
I agree with that so much. And we talk about love a lot at our house. And I tell my daughter, if you go to 7-Eleven and someone's got these long nails that are like to here and really kind of crazy design, you know what? They spent time on that. So tell them, say, hey, those are cool nails. And that will make their day. And it does. So she's trying to, we're trying to teach her those lessons. And it is. We're trying to do our little web, expanding it as much as we can at home. So are there different types of group, kind of getting back to the serious stuff, are there different types of groups within the A.R.E?
Yes, absolutely. And, we're only continuing to grow that because we want to meet people where they're at. Working on grief groups. We have the prayer group, which is all about the 281 series. It goes through the endocrine system, prayer and meditation, a little piece about the revelation, interpreting the symbols. We have a peace group, which is so special. We pray for peace around the world and go through the world affairs readings. We have an Egypt group.
Oh my gosh. We
have a dream group. We have a Bible group. It's that, not everybody is ready for the word God. You don't have to be. We have one of every kind of person in our groups, and that's what makes it special.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that, because some people might think, A, it's way woo, or B, it's way religious, and it's kind of, it'll meet you where you are.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, the A.R.E. is about staying in the middle for everyone.
That's great. So is there something in these books, like, can you give us an example of something that when someone comes to these groups you can expect? Because I'm sure a lot of people are thinking, well, that sounds good, but I don't know if it's really right for me. Is this, let me rephrase the question, is this good for everyone, or is this, are there some people that maybe wouldn't really fit into these groups?
No.
Okay.
This is for everyone, period. We've had people that have come in with expectations like, what the heck is this? This could be really weird. And they ended up lifelong group members. We had people that come in very skeptical, and that's okay. Mr. Cayce used to say, come and see. There's no expectation for you. You don't have to sign anything. You don't have to sign yourself away. Come and see. We provide all the books, all the materials, anything that you could ever need, and it's free.
Great.
Even better.
So no need to shave your heads or to anything like that.
Drink the Kool-Aid. None of that.
Awesome.
All right. So if someone is interested in one of these groups, but they're not 100% sure, what would be a good one to kind of dip your toe into?
Well,
like a basic group.
I'm partial to a search for God because it is material for everyone. But if you're curious about dreams, we all dream, even if you don't remember your dreams. So getting into a dream group, or just kind of gently touching the waters. If you're interested in prayer and meditation, we meditate together. We send our energy out for people all around the world. But I will always say, search for God.
So do you have a group to lose weight? Because that's kind of what I need right now.
We're working on it. We do have a health group.
Really? Oh, cool. I was kind of joking, but now I'm glad to hear that. Maybe
Call
there was one for
me.
me after all. Well, then if someone was interested in these groups, how would they find out more? Where do they go to learn about the groups or sign up?
You can check out the website. We have a section for spiritual growth groups, and under that is prayer and even the Family Resource Hub. But they can also call me. Call me anytime. I'm always here. I'm always on email, and my contact information is all over the web. And if Kevin puts it up on the screen or anything, my phone number is 757-457-7191. So
Perfect.
I'd
Easy
love
number
to
to
hear
remember.
from everyone.
Oh, that's great.
All right,
That's
awesome.
wonderful.
Well, Vanna, thanks so much for coming on the show. This has been wonderful. I did not know about all the myriad groups that you
I
have.
know.
So I think you probably will see me on a couple of them at some point in the
Come
future.
on.
So-
Yeah, and you guys have to come and check out, just being around her energy is wonderful. So check out the love group, or the peace group. Those would
The
be my
love
go-tos
group. We're working on that. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks so much for
It's an
coming on
honor.
the show. That does it for this episode of New Awakenings with Edgar Cayce's A.R.E. If you missed any part of this conversation or any of our other ones, all you need to do is go to edgarcayce.org/resources, and you'll scroll down and you'll see all the episodes laid in there. So it's super easy for you to get caught up. So thanks again for watching or listening. We'll see you on the next episode of New Awakenings with Edgar Cayce's A.R.E.